Good Monday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson. Let's go on and talk about the weather for your Monday. For your Monday evening going into your future. We have some stuff that we are going to talk about tonight. But before we get into that, if you have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. Go on and do so. Also, make sure that you go on and hit the subscribe button if you have not already either. Right now, we are at around 645. We're 5 away from that halfway goal. And then we are right now around 55 away from that main goal of 700 subscribers. And so we're going to go on and talk about all of that at the end, about the subscriber goal and stuff like that. But let's go on and talk about the actual weather. In terms of what are we going to talk about tonight, we're also going to talk about our weather for tonight, what's currently going on. We'll talk about the weather, what's going on tomorrow, and then for our short-term future, long-term future, and then we will also continue to talk about our weather in terms of patterns, in terms of our rainfall. We also will look all the way through the next 7 days, through midweek, all the way going into next week, and then also a little bit of a fire risk as well. We'll talk about that fire risk as well. But first, before we get into any of that, let's go and talk about the short-term weather, the current conditions, what's currently going on throughout the state of South Carolina. Well, right now, it is nice and dry out there. Not a single drop of rain, as it looks fantastic. But in terms of our look at the entire U.S., that cannot all be said, as we have some rainfall and some snowfall going on in Texas. Rainfall going on over here near Waco, Killeen, over there near San Angelo, but some snowfall going to the west in Odessa, Texas, in Midland, Andrews, Kermit, Texas, as well, also in southeastern New Mexico. We also do have some more snowfall going on over here inside of Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, going all the way up here, Wisconsin, going up a little bit inside of Pennsylvania, New York getting in on some lake effect snow right now, bringing in some heavy snow conditions over to where they are over there, and then also over here inside of Vermont. Now, what's going on in terms of our current cloud cover? Well, cloud cover right now is actually showing some pretty nice conditions for the most part, for most of us, especially if you're up there inside the upstate, going on over there inside of the Midlands. You also see maybe some clear conditions over there near Florence, but look near the low country, the southern Midlands, and the Grand Chirac area. Cloud cover is going on down in these areas over here. And if we go into that cloud cover for the future, you go on to push that forward all the way through. You can see that cloud cover starting to stay kind of in that same area, southern Midlands, Grand Chirac, Petey, low country. That's around 2 o'clock in the morning here. You continue this forward even more. This is 5 o'clock going into 6 o'clock in the morning. Look at this cloud cover starting to clear out a little bit more. But you go all the way to 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. cloud cover making its way through. Now you have inside of the southern Midlands here. And then as you continue to move your way through, this is 1 o'clock p.m. tomorrow, nice and clear. And that will continue all the way through until we get into that evening time, that nighttime hours. We may start to see some scattered clouds, isolated clouds start to move into the upstate a little bit. But after that, seems to remain clear. Now, in terms of our current temperatures right now, 43 in Orangeburg as well as 48 in Somerville, 50 in Charleston, and even 49 over there near Beaufort. You also have around 51 in Hilton Head, 50 in Georgetown, as well as 50 in Myrtle's Inlet, 48 in Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach, 46 also inside of Conway, and 40 in Aiken, Columbia, Sumter, also 39 near Lugoff, 35 also over there near Lancaster, and 33 near Rock Hill, 34 in York and Spartanburg, and 33 over near Gaffney, 29 in Greenville, and 36 in Clemson and Anderson. Now, in terms of your low temperatures for tonight, we have around 26 over there near Spartanburg, 25 near Greenville, and even 25 near Rock Hill. We also will have like those temperatures, those low temperatures mainly get you around the 24 area near Greenwood, 26 up there near Anderson. That's where it's going to be the coldest at. Now, once you get to the Midlands, they get a little bit less chilly, 28, Columbia, 29 in Sumter, Orangeburg, Barnwell, Florence, And then once you get to the wards like that low country and that coastal area, where it really starts to take a little bit of a turn, 31 in Moncks Corner, Georgetown, 33 in Myrtle Beach, 35 in Charleston, and 36 in Hilton Head Island. So about a 10-degree flip from across the state. Now, what about our high temperatures for tomorrow? High temperatures for tomorrow. Let me make sure that this is the right one. It should be the right one. Actually, no, it is not. Let me go ahead and get that real quick. Here it comes through right there. High temperatures for tomorrow, around 45 in Spartanburg, 47 in Greenville, as well as 45 in Rock Hill, 46 in Winsboro, and 48 in Columbia, 49 in Orangeburg, and even around 49 in Barnwell, 50 in Walterboro, and 51 in Charleston, 48 in Moncks Corner, Kingstree, and Georgetown, as well as 47 in Florence, 46 in Cheraw, as well as Dillon. And so it's going to pretty much just be in that stage to where we're going to have some very cold temperatures tomorrow. Make sure that you are dressed accordingly if you are going out. And that's not the only thing as well. What about those wind chills? This is wind chill as we go into tonight, going into tomorrow morning. Look at these wind chills right here that you have. Coldest wind chill from Tuesday morning. You can see right all the way up here. I mean, you're seeing wind chills down to your 18 up there near Spartanburg, 22 in Greenville, 21 in Anderson, and 20 also up there near Rock Hill. And even inside the low country, 29 in Charleston, 29 in Moncks Corner, 27 in Walterboro, 26 in Georgetown. And so this will be a cold night. And so if you have any plans that you need to bring inside, or any plans that you need to set inside the garage or something like that, definitely do that. Make sure any pets outside, you need to bring them inside. Also, even though, it might be a little bit too late, but you can still do it inside. Protect your pipes as well, if they are not wrapped. And so that's what's going on in terms of our wind chills. Now, what's going on in terms of our rainfall? Well, if we had some rainfall, that would be nice because that would be snowfall, but no rainfall is expected as we go throughout tonight. And just as we go throughout the short-term future, we'll talk about that in just a second. But right now, it just looks like that our rainfall right now is really just staying more away from us right now. Crazy score for tonight. We're at a 28. Why are we at a 28? Well, obviously, those winds being up there a little bit, that will do it. As that cold front has passed us. As well as noticeably colder than average with that frost and that freeze ongoing. But just no major concerns or advisories. I mean, we've seen this so far. It's wintertime. This is expected. If this was during like the fall or like spring or something like that, this would, definitely be a little bit more of an issue. But this is wintertime, one of the coldest times of the year, about to go into January. So this is pretty much expected for this time of year. SPC outlook for tonight. Look at this. No thunderstorm activity is expected. So we are good there. And obviously, what about tomorrow? Well, tomorrow, same thing. Thunderstorm activity is not expected. And if we go into Wednesday, thunderstorm activity not expected at this time. Excessive rainfall, same thing. So we're not looking for anything there. So now let's go and check out the models. Time is in the top right corner of your screen. Make sure you want to pay attention to that, as that is important. If you go on and push this forward, though, all the way through, nice and dry. All the way through, here's 10 o'clock p.m., around 24 hours out from the future from now, and it's nice and dry. Going all the way into now Wednesday morning, going to Wednesday afternoon, nice and dry. Going all the way into Wednesday evening, nice and dry. And so we will have a dry next 48 hours, and so nothing really for us to worry about in terms of rainfall. No umbrellas really needed. Let's go all the way now into our long-term future. So long-term future, obviously the cold front has passed. We are staying relatively on the warmer side. Let me get the 18Z. As we continue to kind of try and move our way through January. But there goes some rainfall maybe trying to push its way through right here on January the 3rd. We have a little low pressure there. Nothing really in terms of snowfall. But speaking of snowfall, I want you to look at this next system. Go all the way into January the 5th, January the 6th, January the 7th. Look at this, January the 8th. You start to see some freezing precipitation. Again, 240 hours out. So this is 10 days out. Don't take it as gospel. This is not going to happen exactly as you see here. It will change. But for right now, it shows some snow up there inside the upstate. And maybe inside the PD areas a little bit as well. So I am, looking at it, seeing what we can see there, but it looks like right now that snowfall definitely could be possible as we go into like the middle part of January up there inside the far upstate. Again, I'm not seeing anything for like the southern Midlands or Low Country or Grand Strand areas, but it gets up out of here. We continue to stay dry, and then as we go all the way into like January 14th into the 15th, way too far out, but it shows dry conditions. So I do want to look at this area right here, and I want to show you what's happening with it and why in the world it's going down like that. Go back over here to the JMA right here. You can see right here throughout this entire map. We're actually going to go back to the GFS too. But if you go on and push this forward, you can see this ridge up here inside the west. That's going to continue to push its way through. And I actually do have this back. Let me get this real quick. But you see this heavy ridge that's going on over here inside the west. That's building all of this warm air, bringing all warm air up here into the west. They're having some fun in the sun, possibly. I mean, I don't see anything in terms of high pressure, but look at this bowling ball down here. That's going to continue to move our way through, and it matters how far down that low pressure gets. The lower the low pressure goes, the better chance we have of receiving that snowfall. And you can see how that trough goes down far, like so far south. That's a good sign right there for snowfall. And so it matters. Will it push it back up? Will it push it back down south? If you want snowfall, you want it to go down south. If you don't want snowfall, you want it to go up north. And it really just happens on what the positioning is. And so the positioning for it right now is perfect for up there inside of the upstate. But like I said, it will change. It will go back and forth and back and forth. Even if we go into the height anomalies as well, you can see again what I'm talking about. How we have this bowling ball trying to move its way down, and you see how far down south it gets. The low pressure is all the way down to where we are. That is a good sign for snowfall. But like I said, things will change here and there, and it will move its way through. But then after that, we're going to have some fun in the sun, it seemed like, for ourselves as we go into January the 10th there. As you can see, those warm temperatures starting to move their way back through. But that's just what it's looking like right there. And even if you go on and look at it from the precipitation standpoint, we were just looking at it from this angle right here. You see, I was talking about they're having some fun in the sun while we're having some rainfall, some potential snowfall over there. Look at it precipitation wise, pretty much exactly what I said. Have fun in the sun, precipitation over here, and that would also bring a lot of precipitation over there in the mid-Atlantic as well. A lot of snowfall up there as well, but that pushes its way through, like I said. And if we go on and look at the actual cold fronts themselves as they go on and try and move their way through, go back down towards the southeast, you want to push this forward and look at all of this cooler air trying to move its way through. This is dew points. This is not actual temperatures. But we have a little bit of a warm resurgence trying to come through with that moisture that we were just talking about as we go into like the first couple of days of the new year. January the 3rd here brings in some warmer air, but some dry air will come through right behind it. And this could potentially be another CAD or a cold air damming situation to where like it's like we have those cooler temperatures that's trapped in between the mountains over there to the west, and then the cooler air kind of stays in this area over here. And while the west of the mountains is warm, over here in the east, we're cooler than average. I mean, that's possibly could happen, but models will change here and there. Like you see 1 o'clock, 51, and then like as we get like into the nighttime hours, back down to like the 30s-ish or so. But we'll see what happens there. Might be too far out for that. But back towards the dew points again. We have definitely another cold front trying to move through. That's the storm system that we're looking at right here on January the 7th. Brings in all of that cooler air with it, drier air with it. And then as we continue that forward all the way throughout the 14th, things just look like it's going to warm back up as we try to get into that mid-month period. Especially as we get into around like the 12th and the 14th. Look at how warm it's going to get, not only for us, but throughout like a good amount of the U.S., especially throughout like the South and the Central U.S. But that's pretty much all I have to say in terms of the long-term future. So let's go on now and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off, Mr. Chris was here first tonight. He says, good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a great day. Well, thank you so much for that. I did. My Aunt Lewis says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. I pray that everyone had a wonderful day. Well, thank you so much for that. Mr. Gray says, started off nice, then rained and got cooler as the day went, exactly how we thought it was going to go. My Nana says, hi, Jay, a very windy, cold evening. It's been like that. I got a chance to check out my new lightweight coat, not the heavy one, not like a heavy coat, but a little lightweight one I can carry around easily, and it did pretty well. It did pretty well with it. If it's like hard freezing, though, I still would probably wear like my heavy duty one, but in terms of, temperatures down like the high 40s, I mean, it did relatively well, and with the winds going as well. Mr. Chris says, current temperature here in Moncks Corner is 49. Let me go and check out mine. You can see up there, also 49. So the same. Even my older one says 49. Mr. Anthony says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Trail says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. Mr. Chris says, also, please remember to go on and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Also, share with everyone that you know. It's free, and it helps the channel grow. He's absolutely correct. Right now, 13 people have tuned in, and we only have 6 likes so far. So if you are a part of that 7 that have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. It's free, and you can change your mind at any time. Trail says, it's cold here. Strong wind today. The sky was beautiful during the sunset. It honestly was a little bit cloudy. I was inside during that time frame, but it was kind of cloudy over here, so I don't think I really got to see it. My Aunt Lewis says today in Georgetown it was gusty winds. We had a little small shower, and then the sun came out. Seemed like a lot of y'all had the sun come out. It's just where I was, no sun. No sun at all. Let me see, continue this down all the way. My cousin Cheryl comes in and says, good evening, weatherman. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are staying warm and are enjoying the rest of your holiday. It's cold up here in Philly, so weatherman just set us up. Love you on purpose. Well, thank you so much for that. I will continue to keep you informed about the weather up there. Mr. Michael comes in and says, stay warm, South Carolina. It's getting chilly tonight. Absolutely. Mr. Chris says, would you drip your pipes tonight? It matters on the conditions, but if you think, it's really just based off your house preference. How old's your house? Is your house relatively new? Are they wrapped? That's all questions that you need to take into account if you need to drip your pipes tonight. But if you're not sure and you still want to just be on the safe side, I would. I mean, with low temperatures down, let me go and pull that back up. Down to like the 30s for a lot of us. I mean, we're seeing below freezing temperatures all the way down near like Georgetown, 31. Over there in Moncks Corner, it's 32. So, and then with the wind chills as well, we saw it all the way down potentially like in the high 20s, mid 20s, some even near the teens up there in the very far upstate. So if I was, to give you a suspicion, I would say yes, but it's based off of your preference and how, how your pipes are set up inside of your house. And that's all I can see here. That's for me inside of the chat tonight. So I will come back to the chat. So if you still want to leave something there, you can go on and do so. But let's go on and talk about the 3 locations outside of South Carolina. Usually would be 4, but we're not going to do San Antonio tonight for the next couple of nights. So it's just going to be Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Duncan, Oklahoma. The reason why we talk about the 3 areas outside of South Carolina is because we have people from these areas who tune in almost nightly. And because they tune in almost nightly, they share their support. And this isn't even their main location. South Carolina is not even where they live, but they still show their support either way. And so let's go on and talk about them. So we have Raleigh first. Raleigh with low temperatures tonight at 28. High temperatures tomorrow at 43. And then low temperatures tomorrow night at around a good 27. It's going to be breezy for sure tonight. Going to be breezy for sure tonight. Gusts as high as 25 to 30 miles per hour tonight. But in terms of precipitation, you're good there. You are good in terms of precipitation. What about that severe weather, excessive rainfall chance? Well, for right now, it looks like severe weather and excessive rainfall not on the table, but that fire weather risk, not only for North Carolina, but also for South Carolina. We're going to talk about South Carolina's fire risk after we're done with these 3 areas right here. So if you're from South Carolina, you still should stay tuned to there. Stay tuned here as we continue. But for Raleigh, you do have that fire risk that goes all the way from tonight to tomorrow and all the way through to Wednesday as well. So make sure that you're watching out for that as you go all the way through the next 3 days or so. In terms of excessive rainfall, though, I will say nothing for you either. So I wouldn't really worry about anything in terms of flash flooding or anything like that. Then next up, we have Philadelphia with low temperatures tonight at 26, high temperatures tomorrow at 33, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 25. It's going to be breezy tonight. Same thing in Philadelphia. Precipitation, though, not expected. And then in terms of those temperatures, I mean, look at it. I mean, temperatures only getting up to 33 degrees tomorrow. Huge difference from Raleigh to where it's going to be 43, so around a good 10-degree difference. But, I mean, it might just barely get above freezing tomorrow. And then in terms of your severe weather, for right now, it looks like no severe weather is expected for you, so you're good there. Excessive rainfall, same thing for you as well. And then in terms for your future, I mean, it seems like it's going to be dry for you. It will warm up, though. I will say it will at least attempt to warm up. Maybe not quite. But as you get into, like, Monday of next week, it's going to be up near 40. So, like, a 7-degree upgrade. Other than that, though, it's going to stay in the 30s. For the most part, in terms of your high temperatures, and snow will be possible not only New Year's Eve, but also New Year's Day. 20% chance of snow on those days. Then for Duncan, Oklahoma, probably the coldest of the regions tonight, with low temperatures tonight at 18, high temperatures tomorrow at 53, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 29. Precipitation, not expected. Severe weather, excessive rainfall, not expected. But there is a fire risk for Monday, tonight, going all the way into tomorrow. So make sure that you're watching out for that fire risk tomorrow. And don't burn anything if you don't have to. In terms of your future, it looks like you're going to try to warm back up, but it's really only just going to be around in the 60s, nothing too much after that. And that's all that I can see here in terms of these three areas. So what's going on throughout the entire U.S.? Well, right now, a multi-day heavy lake effect snow event is expected downwinds of Lake Erie and Ontario through New Year's Day. The Arctic front will continue to bring increasing winds to the northeast. That will remain gusty. Sub-freezing overnight low temperatures will be found as far south as the Gulf Coast. Yes, we're going to see a lot of that. I mean, we have cold weather advisories out all the way in southern Alabama and the panhandle of Florida, in southern Mississippi and Louisiana. I mean, it's going to be like 15 to 20 degrees all the way down there. So it's going to be very, very cold for them. Definitely not. Well, I mean, they see it probably every year, but definitely a bit more on the unexpected side than it would possibly be for us. And so I think that is about all. That's all that I see. I mean, just gusty winds continue. And then also the fire risk. If I go on and check that out right now, we go all the way into fire. All the way. This is tonight's forecast right here for us. So like I said, don't burn anything if you don't have to. Here it is. Monday, December the 29th, 2025. Fire risk there. As you go into tomorrow, same thing. The entire state, except for a little part up here, the upstate, fire risk is not up there. But everybody else still is inside of a little elevated fire risk zone. And then what about day 3? Day 3, again, another day you should not be burning anything. On Wednesday, December the 31st, New Year's Eve, which is not great for fireworks. Not great at all. So if you are going to have fireworks for New Year's Eve, you got to be careful with it. That fire weather concerns, they're no joke. No joke at all. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the New Year's Eve forecast maybe as we go to probably tomorrow or something like that, tomorrow evening. We'll talk about, is it practical? Even though I know people will still launch fireworks anyway. But, should you be extra safe with it? Should you just try to completely just not try to do it? We'll talk about all of that tomorrow. But that's all I have to say here for tonight. Let me check out the chat one more time. My Aunt Lula says, speaking of fire risk, as we speak, 3 fire trucks in my area because of a fire. And that possibly was because of the condition that we have today. I mean, you had gusty winds today, dry conditions. I mean, yeah, that definitely was a factor as to possibly why. If it was something that was inside, obviously, had nothing to do. But if it was something that was outside, possibly could have been. The Mr. Chris says, everyone please stay safe and warm and hydrated. Make sure you check on the elderly and pets. Absolutely. Absolutely correct. But that's all that I can see here. So, I will be back tomorrow morning. Top fans of the night tonight. Miss Chris at number 1. My Aunt Lulu was at number 2. And then I believe Trail was at number 3. So congratulations to the 3 of y'all for being the top fans of the night tonight. If you want to be a part of the top fans, you can by joining us here at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And being here early and being active inside the chat. That's how you do that. And then as we go into tomorrow, we'll have a forecast out tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, we'll talk about New Year's Eve. And then, for the most part, Thursday comes along. Like I said, Thursday was going to be a bit of a huge night. Thursday, we're not only going to have the drought monitor, but we're going to be talking about the month of January, New Year's evening. Not New Year's Eve evening, New Year's evening. And so that is all. So everyone have a fantastic rest of your Monday, and make sure you tune back in tomorrow morning for your Tuesday morning forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Monday, and hit those 2 buttons before you leave.